And it's some 4 minutes after 8 here on the AM show. Our show is brought to you by Mixi Coffee. Well, the School of Performing Arts at the University of Ghana will be hosting the 8th International Annual Theatre Conference for the African Theatre Association. So we're talking School of Performing Arts, we're talking a bit of theatre this morning here on the show, and I'm being joined by Dr. Awo Mana Siedu, who is a senior lecturer at the School of Performing Arts, and Ikuya Kuma, who is also a lecturer at the School of Performing Arts. They are both conveners of the African Theatre Association Conference.
Yes.
That's a very long one. Okay, so is this the first time that this is happening here in Ghana?
Yes, it is. It is.
First time in West Africa as well.
Okay, so what is it all about?
It's the African Theatre Association is an association set up by a group of academics who were based in the UK originally, and the idea was to create an umbrella body under which academics within theatre and performance, African theatre and performance, and practitioners could find a common space within which we could meet and talk and discuss the direction of African performance, and basically create an avenue for us to be able to speak from our own perspective, rather than others being the experts on African theatre and performance. So, and the way to do that essentially is through these annual conferences.
So Dr. Awo, what exactly are you talking about this time around?
Well, this year we chose as a theme African theatre and performance and the academy. In other words, we want to explore what is taught about African theatre and performance in universities worldwide and what is not taught and why. So we are looking at various curriculum. Some people are presenting papers on the curriculum that they teach, and people are exploring various aspects of the performing arts and how it relates to the academia. Beyond that, also we have some performances and workshops also within the context of the academy.
So let's talk about the School of Performing Arts. You are there, so you can tell us, what exactly do you teach? You know, usually when they mention School of Performing Arts, then
you think of drumming and dancing.
Comes, is followed. So is it a course? Is it something that people really naturally on their own want to do, or because they don't get their first choice course?
Well, all right. Well, the school is a school of performing arts. It's not a course. It's a school of performing arts. And we have 3 departments in the school. We have a theatre arts department, we have a music department, and then we have a dance studies department. And each of these departments have various programs that they run. So in the theatre department, where we both belong, we have courses in performance, we have courses in acting, we have courses in directing, we have courses in playwriting, writing for TV and the stage, and even for film. We have makeup.
So it's not NAFTI. It's not only NAFTI that does these things.
No. NAFTI does we do a little bit of what NAFTI does within the theatre department. But now, apart from these practical courses, also we have theoretical courses, because every human endeavor has some theories that undergird them. So we also have theoretical courses. We look into dramatic theory and criticism. We look at plays and analyze them, helping students to be a bit analytical and trying to discover what these playwrights are talking about. And so there are various things that we do. In the dance studies department, they teach similarly practical courses. So there are courses in dance technique, and there are courses in the anatomy of the dancer. What parts of the body need to be trained in order to move in a certain way. So there are all kinds of courses that go on there, and then similarly in music. So there's a practical aspect, and then there's a theoretical aspect. So that's what the school does, and we are even currently going towards. We would like to introduce another program in media arts, more directly doing a little bit more in film and television. Okay, so this is what the school does broadly.
Okay.
But that's your question about odontology. Unfortunately, people don't really know all that we do, or they don't understand, and so there's a certain attitude about it, and it's been an attitude that has been there for ages. Even when I went to first year, many years ago.
Does it worry you as a lecturer now?
Well, does it worry me? Well, I mean, of course. I mean, I'm concerned about it. You know, when I served as the acting director of the school, one of the things that I was very concerned about was the attitude that students themselves had. Because we didn't have students who were proud of what they were doing. And I thought, that isn't right. This is, you know, the arts are so rich, the performing arts are so rich. It is something that we should be proud of. You know, because you imagine Ghana without music. You know, imagine Ghana without any entertainment. What kind of a people would we be? You know, any society without the performing arts. And it is all around us. Turn on your TV, the adverts, you know, turn on your radio. It is all around us. So why should we denigrate it? And people who do these things must be trained.
Ekwa, so your student would graduate to become what exactly in society?
Well, we train them essentially to become performing artists. There are those who will go directly and create their own work. We have a number of our students who've gone and set up small companies by themselves. But then you can use the performing arts in so many other areas in society. We find a lot of our students go into, unfortunately, banking. That is my personal perception. But what we find is
why
that...
would you say unfortunately?
Well, because I would rather...
There are science students who are...
Yes, well, because I would
well.
rather that they were continue within the performing arts. But of course, there is a bigger issue to talk about, the industry, whether we do have a big enough industry that can accommodate
because, you know, I was
students.
also going to ask, is there room for more graduates in the industry?
Yes, of course. Of course, we need more graduates because the training, when they go out into the society, is how they use that training. And that's what I was going to say. When we find them in banks, we find that they are actually the people that they use certain skills that have been learnt from being in the performing arts in unexpected areas. So you find that they're mostly front of house. They're the ones who are receiving or represent the face of companies because they have that training. They know how to present themselves. They know how to speak. All those things are certain things that we teach within the school. So yes, I think
if I could add to that, I think one of the things for me that the School of Performing Arts seeks to do is we build people's self-confidence.
Okay.
If you're a performer and therefore you are, and then team spirit. You know, the arts, the performing arts are all very much collaborative. You work with people, so people learn team skills, and so these come in handy in a lot of other professions, like any Bachelor of Arts degree, if it's truly doing what it should do. So our students go and they find themselves in all kinds of areas, also in teaching and so on. But a lot of our students are also finding work in the media houses. I'm sure there are performing arts graduates in multimedia. Yeah, you know, and so, yes, they find themselves all over the place, and some go into teaching.
So you do, sure. You do a lot of analysis. What do you think about the movie industry as we have it in Ghana today?
Okay, well, that's a question that I'm not surprised you asked. Well, I think we are further along than we were a few years ago. Okay, but then we still have a long way to go, because the thing is, I mean, some movie producers going for people who are not trained. And let me say, one of the things about the performing arts is that some people are born creative, okay, and then they learn on the job. But then if somebody like that comes through the school and learns the skills, then, I mean, they can do better. I mean, that is my contention. And so I think we need more trained people in the movie industry.
But why do you think that? I mean, if they are qualified, trained persons, why would they go for people who are not trained?
Well, maybe we don't have enough qualified, trained people, or yeah, possibly. Maybe we don't have enough qualified, trained people, or those people don't have or maybe they make bigger demands. I know of some people who were my contemporaries, for example, who were in the film industry when they first went out, who have opted out for various reasons. Perhaps some of them haven't found scripts that are challenging enough.
Or perhaps it doesn't pay well.
Well, fine. I mean, that's a problem, what she said about the industry. For me, we need to build the performing arts industry. It is not yet where it should be or could be. Even though I must say that when I talk with people who are in the industry elsewhere, they also have similar challenges, even though they are even better off than we are. Hardly do people live off the arts. They have to find something else. So you find that those who really make it are people who have the passion for it. It's not just a job. You know, it's not just a job.
How can we, Kwai, perhaps you could help me here. How can we make it more valuable? Because you know the bankers earn more.
Yes.
Somebody will graduate and quickly get a job now in the mining industry.
Yes.
Exactly. Because if you follow the acting, if you follow the music, it may not fetch you much.
Well, I can speak from a personal point of view. I think back to what Dr. Asiedu said, it is the passion that you have for it. I truly love the arts, and I want it to be my career. I don't want it to be something that I'm doing on the sideline. So it is a belief that we as performing artists need to have within ourselves and not accept the perceptions that people have of us and raise our standards. You know, so that is what I try to impart to my students, for them to believe in what they do, that it is valuable. We all know that it is valuable, but if we continue to allow past terms like dondology to continue to be banded around, so whenever I hear it, I always say, what do you mean by dondology? We have to challenge some of those perceptions. And when we do our work, to do it to the best of our ability so that people can see the difference. Because often, if we play to the lowest common denominator, people will always put it down. But if they can see that, oh, I can see how this is different to this, give them a choice so that they can see that this is somebody who, not necessarily trained, but somebody who has a passion and wants to do the thing well, then I will have a better understanding and can see the value in what they're bringing to the performing arts.
If may I add something? I'm thinking that I said before that we need to build the industry, because if we have a growing and a vibrant industry that people are willing to invest in, then we can create jobs that are well paid. And here I always go back to the example of Uncle Abel White. You know, he is doing something that I think more people ought to do. And I'm sure he has his challenges, but trying to build a production house that can run consistently and that makes enough money to pay the people who participate in it. Okay, so we need more of such. We need government support. We need them to invest. For example, we are in the theater. We think mainly, when we think of theater, we think mainly of live theater. Of course, the film industries as well. I mean, if there are production houses that are productive and are making money, then they can afford to pay the artists better. Okay, so it's a matter of making a conscious effort to invest in the industry and to cause it to grow. I think that's the only way in which it can be sustained. Otherwise, then it's a passion that is going to drive us. And if you don't have the passion and you have been trained and you find a job elsewhere that is lucrative, you go into it. Yeah, or Ekwa, she's teaching because she must put food on the table. But I'm sure she would rather be out there performing.
Absolutely.
So naturally, what do you do? Like sing?
I act.
Oh, okay.
I'm a trained actor. But this is what is so interesting about the association. We find that a lot of us are trained performers, and we are also academics, we are also academics in equal measure. And it is important to find a place for those two areas within our lives to merge, and for us to look at what we're doing critically. How can we use the new mediums, for instance, that we are now faced with, television or you know, all those kinds of, how do we use it effectively to still be able to tell our story in a way that it can connect with our audiences and our various audiences.
Okay, so what scripts would you consider as in a movie script?
Oh, a movie script. Well, I will probably go because I love the live art
Okay.
The script that I've always wanted to play or to be in is Anua, Amate Du's Anua. Yes, I don't know if you know the play.
I've heard about it.
You've heard about it, but it's a very strong woman. Maybe that is what has drawn me to her. But I've read the play when I was very young. I've seen it being performed many times, and it's the one role that I think ultimately I would, at the moment, would love to play. There are several others, but if I have to pick one, at the moment.
So let me just go back to the conference that you have in Ghana. If you tell us the dates, the times, and who can be a part of it.
Okay. Well, the conference is opening on the 9th of July. That is next week, Wednesday, at 3 o'clock. At the Great Hall of the University of Ghana. And everybody's welcome to the opening ceremony. And then after the opening ceremony, on Thursday and Friday, we have a series of papers. We have received about 98 abstracts from people from as far flung as Costa Rica and Barbados, from the US, from the UK, from Canada, from Nigeria, from Lesotho, from South Africa, from Cameroon, from Burkina Faso. So there are people coming from all over, and so we have scheduled these papers. That the program is actually on the AFTA website and the University of Ghana website. So people can go to those websites. Just Google AFTA.
African
Theatre Association. For the other afters.
Yes. So you need to put in African Theatre Association.
Or the School of Performing Arts. The program is there. So the series of papers, we have these in parallel sessions. 4 parallels at a time. 4 parallel sessions
at a time.
Yeah. So so there are interesting papers that people will be presenting in smaller groups. But then apart from these, we have keynotes. Addresses. The first keynote is at the opening ceremony, which is going to be delivered by Professor Brenda Dixon Gottschalk, who's coming from the US, the University of. She slipped my mind. She's an emeritus professor in dance, and she's going to be speaking about the dancing body as a measure of culture. And so we are really excited that she's able to come. And then our second keynote is going to be given by Professor John Collins, who is in the music department of the School of Performing Arts, and he's going to also be speaking on how to research popular theater and popular culture and so on in the academy. And then the final keynote speaker who will be speaking on Saturday morning is Chichi Dangarembga. She's a filmmaker, a novelist, and she runs a center for film and culture in Zimbabwe. Yeah, so these are the keynote speakers we have lined up.
So are we, from your own view, are we telling the African story the way it should be told?
Well, I think we're beginning to make strides. Have small strides, but I think in our small ways, all these things will eventually come to a bigger whole where we can make greater strides. But I think it's important for you to do whatever you can where you are, as opposed to leaving it and saying, well, there's no point in doing it at all. So for me, any small area where I can make an impact, I will continue to do that. And I think with this association, we are definitely trying to do that and bring, increase the membership of the association, because it's a small association. By it coming to Africa, it's important. That's another thing about the association, that it's important that we make sure that a conference is held every other year on the continent, and not just make it something that is that happens outside of the continent.
So this is a 3-day?
3-day conference from the 9th to the 12th of July.
You know, I was just going to say, I listened to Story, which is produced in Nigeria, aired on the BBC. I think it's usually on Saturday mornings that I listen. And I don't know, why are you not doing Story from Ghana?
Well, we used to do some things. I mean, by the fireside, it's dead. It's sustainability. That's my thing. That is the thing. I mean, it's sustainability. You see, because there was a time.
Sustainability.
There was a time.
Finance.
Well, I guess it's part of it. You know, there was a time that people thought theater was dying in Ghana. Live theater was dying in Ghana. You know, but it is not. It can't die, as far as I'm concerned, because performance is so much a part of our lives as Africans. You know, you just have to go to our local community and see dancing and drumming. It is a part of us, you know, so it can't die. But it's when we want to move it into the next century, into our present century, and make it an industry.
That is it.
But you see, the thing is that Africans, Ghanaians, we're not used to paying for entertainment.
Oh, but these days we are.
Well,
I mean,
these days
some
we
people
are,
will
but I'm
pay
saying is that
like 150 Ghana series to
For
go and watch
certain.
somebody mime.
For certain.
for certain things.
Yes.
Live theater. But you see, the point is that we need to do things that people want to see, and then they'll keep coming. And I keep going back to Uncle Abel White. He's done it. You know, his popular kind of theater, people love to go and see, and people pay good money to go and see it. You know, but and then we do theater all the time. I mean, people say there's no theater, but once
You
school
do
is in
theater
session,
At the school
on
of performance.
campus. Why
Yes.
don't you bring it out?
there was a time when I had just finished university in the late 80s that we used to have theater seasons. The School of Performing Arts would take our productions to the then Art Center, now the National Commission on Culture. Now there's no performance space there. We used to take our shows to town, you know, but then we had the minister in charge of whatever then was very much in charge. It was Ms. Joyce Aye.
Okay.
Then, you know, she was very supportive and she was our patron. You know, we had a bus then. You know, things were better then. We used to go into town every year in August for 3 weeks, and we'll do the best of our shows. But then after a while,
Showcase in the school.
money. You know, because when you're keeping students in during the holidays, you have to pay for their
Yes.
board, and then it was like there's no money, and people lost energy. That's why I keep saying
Because, you know,
sustainability.
Yeah, you know, we talk about recreational activities, the fact that families can't have anything to do. I mean, everything is so crowded. It's either at the conference center or the National Theatre. It's just one way. So if we have, you know, all these little activities ongoing, it'll
Yeah.
give people the option.
Options to go.
Yes.
That's why it's like somebody like A4 Sutherland's idea was that there'll be community theaters everywhere. She built this drama studio in town. The pioneers of theater in Ghana, they were thinking that there should be community theaters everywhere, you know, so that there could be theater close by you, you know. But and even Kwame Nkrumah, our first president, that's why they have the National Commission, what is now called the National Commission on Theatre. His vision was that in every region, in every district, there should be a center where the arts could be showcased. And we do have those structures,
Yes.
but they're not functioning the way they should.
How
But I
does
think these are places where I think a lot of our students can go
And work.
Yes, these are certain areas,
Yeah.
definitely.
I haven't lost hope though. I think that we need to keep pushing and get more people with enterprising ideas. Yeah,
Okay.
out there, and they're coming. I keep
when
hopeful.
will they arrive?
Well, Nikome is there.
Yeah,
Nikome,
Nikome
can you
is
hear
in
me?
there.
Yes, don't give up. You know, we have to learn.
It's tough.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. Even planning this conference, we've learned that it's tough. We've been trying to get money, you know, so that we could increase local participation.
That's it.
Because people don't want to pay to come to the conference.
How much is it?
Well, for those who are presenting papers, our registration fee now is 150. Well, the equivalent of $150 because we're going to be providing tea breaks. We're going to be providing lunch.
Okay.
And we have a conference pack for those who are presenting. But now, if people want to come on a daily basis, we'll probably charge them maybe 50 CDs
Okay.
a day if they
Just
come.
participate
If they
in
want
the
to be, if
session.
they want,
Yes.
well, if they want to just come and listen, we won't charge them anything. If they want to be part of the lunch, for example, it's only natural that you give us a little something.
Yes.
But we had wanted
Okay.
funding so that we didn't have to charge too much for the local participants, but
Okay.
it's been tough.
All right.
Yeah, but we are thankful for some people who have come on board and
Yes,
provided us in
absolutely.
kind.
Okay.
Like Blue Skies have given us some juice for the snack breaks. Voltic mineral water have given us cartons of water. We are very grateful. Kingdom Books and Stationery have also given us some stationery for our packs. Woodin came on board and provided us with cloth to make some very creative conference bags.
Vicky cards.
Vicky cards give us
Also
some notepads.
notepads.
So we are grateful for all of these people who have supported us. We wanted more people to give us money to pay for the food.
You never know. Maybe money is on its way.
Money is on its way, yes.
Maybe
hopefully.
money is on its
University.
way.
The University of Ghana, of course. I mean, it's being hosted by the University of Ghana
By the
and
school.
the School of Performing Arts. And our biggest financial support has come from the University of Ghana. We must say that
Okay.
through the Office of Research, innovation and development.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's not bad. The university is rich, so.
It's not.
Not.
It's not, and what they've given us is not even enough.
Yes.
Yeah, but they have been very supportive, and we are grateful.
Yeah, money will
Yeah.
come, don't worry. But I'd like to say thank you so
Do you know
much.
something we don't know?
Maybe she does. Let's
you
just
for your
receive
time.
it. We
Thank you for
have.
your company.
Thank you.
for
Thank you
sharing
very
your
much.
thoughts.
Thank
With
you.
me here on the AM
Thank you.
show.
All right.
All right. So Dr. Awo Manasiedu is a senior lecturer at the School of Performing Arts at the University of Ghana, and Ekua Ekuma is also a lecturer at the School of Performing Arts at the University of Ghana. We've been talking about, amongst other things, the 8th International African Theatre Association Conference, which is coming up from the 9th to the 12th of July. Okay.